4, 3, 2.
Your host Kimoraa, and welcome to Heels and Reels with our today's guest, Miss Felicia Dixon and Bigg B.
What's up?
What's going on with you?
I'm chilling. I'm glad I'm in the hot seat now.
Yeah, yes you are.
Man.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Here we go.
Okay. So the people want to know, for those that don't, what made you get into the whole DJing industry?
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's a great question.
Folks want to know.
I actually got into what I'm doing. I used to actually host parties and step shows and things like that when I was in college.
Oh.
And then I taught school for a while, and then I returned home, and it was the 10th anniversary of Coast 97.3, and I got some kids from the Boys Club to dance for the anniversary, and I was talking to my PD at that time was a guy named Philip David, or we call him the OPD. And OPD was like, you ever thought about doing radio? Actually, I joined the street team first.
Okay.
And I joined the street team with the kids because I want the kids to be a part of it. And they were like, nah, we want you to be in the street team. And I was like, well, I'm a little older than everybody else. And so they said, have you ever considered radio? And I was like, I ain't never considered radio. But he heard a conversation with me and another DJ named DJ Said, who was a House of Blues house DJ. And we were talking about old school records, and he said, I want you to try doing something called Sunday Old School Session. And so me and Said started out with the Sunday Old School Session on Sundays from 4 to 6. It's still on, and I think the rest is history.
All right.
So I was only working once a week, and for like 2-3 hours, and then we started the Limelight, shouts out to his T, and also Ice Cold Keith. And so I would do my 4 to 6, take a break, come back at 9 o'clock, and do that. It was all on Sunday. That was the only day I worked. And then I went from there to doing nights to doing afternoons, what I do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. That's it.
He said that's it?
All right.
I mean, that's most of it, but it's a lot of detail. But, we here to cut up.
Yeah. And what about you, Miss Felicia? Like, how did you get into your
hair and fashion? Hair was always my passion. I used to do hair, like practicing at home, but I really had to go into hair because at 5 years old, my mom didn't know how to do hair. I grew up with all boys. I had all brothers. I'm the only girl. So my mom didn't know how to do hair. She take the boys, get a haircut, and she cut it herself. Yeah. And then I had to just kind of figure it out. And I had so much hair, so long, so I just had to figure it out. I used to watch my aunt from New Bern. She used to be in the kitchen braiding hair, doing hair. And I just kind of picked up the skill. Actually, by trade, I'm an optician, an optician by trade, certified optician. I worked in the corporate retail field for about 9 or 10 years because I was a single mom, and my kids had to eat. You know, I walked away from making almost $25-$30 an hour to go back to school to get my certification for doing hair, because when you get to a point at a job when you don't love it anymore, you got to kind of
follow your passion.
Yeah, you follow your passion. Yeah. And really in high school, I used to make my own clothes. In high school.
Really?
Yeah, I used to make my own clothes in high school. I was kind of like the weird kid. I didn't have a lot of friends or whatever, but used to make my own clothes. So anytime like a hairstylist always got some type of niche for designing, and we got just have that in us. But long story short, went back to school for hair, then went into teaching cosmetology, and I couldn't do that anymore because I need to teach somebody that know how to hold a comb.
Oh.
If you don't know how to hold a comb, and especially dealing with adults and stuff, and I had to still remember that I was a teacher. Like I couldn't, adults come in there, they talk to you any kind of way and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm from the streets. You ain't talking to me any kind of way. I don't play like that. Like, so I was like,
I'll jack you up.
No, I can't. I gotta get out of that. So gotta get out of that. So I opened up my salon about 12 years ago, and when I opened the salon up 12 years ago, I had 2 clients. And I was like, oh gosh, what is it gonna do? Either I'm you're gonna lean with it, you're gonna rock with it, what you gonna do? But anything that you love, you gotta hold on to it, and the people will come. So right now, to date, I think I had over 1,500 different people sit in my chair, and these are not appointments; these are like just actual people.
Yeah.
So, and then the whole thing with the Anastasia's Body, my clothing line, that came from a place of like like hurt. I had to reinvent myself because I was going through a traumatic time in my life, in my relationship. And, you know, I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And then I just sat down one day and it came to me. I said, you got to get back to who you are. Yeah. You know, and I knew who I was, but I just was kind of compressing that person to, you know, to be somebody else for somebody else.
You were conforming yourself, trying to like, okay,
absolutely.
whatever you want me to be, I'll just be that. Yeah,
absolutely.
A lot of women do that. I don't know. I mean, that's
and you know, and I had to, you know, and I said, you know, bitch, you better remember who who you are. You know,
right? You're a boss.
And I always had to remember. My daddy always said, "Baby, you are prime rib. You never settle for a sirloin." And then, you know, I just I chose my given name. That's my birth name. Anastasia is my real name. And I said, okay, Anastasia, I had to create that whole alter ego, who is not really an alter ego. She was always inside of me. But like I said, I had to be a wife, you know, so I had to kind of like, nah, you can't really do that. You know, I was really into church and stuff like that. And then it just came a time I was like, nah, you do what you have to do. You was always into fashion and you know, I sew with no patterns because they confuse me. But, you know, and I just got into the Anastasia body. And the Anastasia's body is my whole role model with that is that you role play when you have a role to play. And that is just the way it is. You know, and women need to know whether you a size 0 or a size, 24, you are still beautiful no matter what. Right. And anything in life that happens to you, it's not about what you are. It's about the other person has nothing to do with you. So, you know, you have to just get back to yourself. And that's what I did. And I think we've been doing pretty good because a lot of people just think that Anastasia was just like, oh God, what, you know,
they weren't taking it seriously.
Yeah, they weren't taking it seriously and everything until and then, but when I dropped that first picture, you know, with the black bodysuit, you know, I had some type of nipples exposed. I was scared because naturally I'm very shy. People that know me know I'm very shy. Yeah, I can't really do a whole lot unless I kind of have a cocktail or whatever. Right. But I'm the type of woman, I'd rather be home reading a book and in my yard. Right. I don't like to be seen. Right. And I did work in radio.
Yep,
oh my God.
I worked in radio.
That's true.
Yeah, I was a radio personality. Radio
Mm-hmm.
personality for 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh. That way it worked out, but then it didn't work out because my daughter was still in school and it was like I had to be in the salon and then I had to go do the radio on the weekend, so I didn't see my daughter, you know, my youngest. So I was like, okay, I can't do that. And then I was trying to build businesses at the same time.
Yeah,
so
that's a lot.
I had to step away from that. But, you know, I still try to do my party promoting and things like that. I try to do events. So
yeah, you do a lot of events. Yeah, you a hustler. I already know that.
Gotta hustle, girl.
Like, where the coins at? Yeah, it's about Miss Felicia and her coins. Forget it.
That's right.
So, hey guys, when you first wake up in the morning, what drives you to succeed and to push forward in your careers?
That's a good question.
Wow.
I think for me, I want to be better than I was yesterday. That's the big thing. A lot of drive for me is how many folks can I impact the next day. I think the whole reason why I left teaching was I felt that in the 4 walls, in those 8 hours, I was only affecting certain kids. And when I jumped into radio full time, I was able to affect a lot of children at one time. With the EOG tours, with just showing up to school, showing up to different events, I was able to affect children, more children than I could inside of those 4 walls. So I think my drive is getting up and see how many folks I can affect positively in that day and what happened the day before, and try to be better the day before or that day and not the day before. I want to progress constantly, and I think that's my drive, just to be good. Right. Just to be good. Yeah.
Just to be great.
Yeah, to be great.
Better as possible.
Absolutely. When I wake up in the morning, I just want to be able to just be my whole, what motivates me is to be your whole authentic self. Like, you know, just I don't sugarcoat anything because
you're a straight shooter.
I was just, and I was not always like that. But then, like I said, you get to the point where you just be like, you know what? Who cares what people think? When I first started doing all of this stuff, and really, my motivation in the morning is to get up and give everybody the middle finger. In the morning. That's really my motive. The ones that told me I couldn't. The ones that told me, oh my God, she's showing a nipple. Oh my God, look at her, she's going through. through things, something. Yeah. And like I told him, the only thing I'm going through is money, baby. You can say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Keep watching.
You know,
keep watching.
And I do it. I do it to antagonize them, antagonize the people
that eats them up.
that don't want to see me succeed. The people that I know sit around and talk about me and stuff. That's why I do it. That's what motivates me. I want to get in there and get in your face and get up under your skin and stuff, because you're going to always see my face.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I don't share a whole lot of my personal life on Facebook because social media is not a real place. I'm like, this is not a real place.
Right.
So I say some stupid, outlandish stuff. I might put up a picture of me, and I might put up a song like, about like, oh, I'm leaving in the morning, like, something stupid.
Something crazy.
And they be like, it goes. I'm telling you, I'm in so many people, different like chats or whatever. Oh, you see what Felicia posted today? She going through something. Look at her.
But why are they so concerned? That's what I don't understand.
But I like them to be concerned. I love when they're concerned, and that's what motivates me. And for me to be an example for my daughters is like, you can do whatever you want to do. Forget what anybody says. Forget what anybody thinks or anything like that. Especially like the Bible thumpers and the people. Oh, I'm church and all this kind of like. It's okay if you go to. That's on you. And and I go to church also, but you're not gonna tell me what to do, because sometimes, most of the time, just like I said, and I'm gonna try to keep it cute. Okay.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna try to keep this cute. But the difference between them and myself is that just because you probably you do what you do. You do what you do on Saturdays. Yeah. Saturday night, and you go pay your tithes on Sunday. You ain't no better than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They raise hell on Saturday.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And the problem is that a lot of them are very like low key about it. They put out a certain persona about themselves, but I be looking at them like, bitch, I know you. I
seen you.
I know you. And my take on that is that people are exactly who they are. I don't care how much you dress it up. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Exactly.
You are exactly who you are.
Exactly.
Because like I had explained to somebody, like, if my name come out of your mouth or out of anybody's mouth about anything, and you that's gossiping, that's still a sin. So what makes your sin, it's all equal. So don't sit there and try to judge me about anything. Because you judge me and you can't judge me in the bank.
Yeah.
You can't judge me in the bank.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and that's what gives me motivation.
The pot calling the kettle black. They do that a lot.
That's what gives me motivation.
Why she wearing this?
Right.
I'm like, hold on.
Right. I wear it because I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Why you worried?
Why you worried about it? Because like, social media, use your thumb to keep scrolling the F up. Like, why are you looking at me? And then the problem is that if you don't like what I'm doing, why am I still friends with you? Delete me.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not deleting anybody. I don't block anybody on Facebook or anything.
Right.
I just don't. I just don't do that, because I want you to see all this greatness and what God has given to me. Because my thing is, why would God give me so many talents if I can't use it? And then I hate when somebody, well, it's certain things we got. Why? You think Jesus, he would have been walking here today in this time in 2024, these kids wearing hoodies over their head to school and stuff like that, you think he's still gonna be wearing them Birkenstock sandals?
Yeah.
Nah. He probably gonna throw on him a pair of J's. You don't think he gonna congratulate Michael Jordan for inventing Jordans and stuff like that? You think he's still gonna be sitting there with his scribe and chiseling stuff out? Yeah. No, you gotta move with the times.
You have to.
Right.
And then people need to understand. That's why young people don't go like into churches and things like that no more, because they feel like they're being judged.
They're pointing the finger all the time.
What are you doing? What are you doing? And stuff. And that's why they don't. That's why they don't go.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
But that's my take on it. I wake up every morning just to get up under everybody.
Stay blessed.
And that's it. And like I said, the only thing Felicia going through is money, baby.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Talk about it. Let's speak about it.
That's it. That's all.
Oh my gosh. Brian, what is for both of y'all, the most outlandish thing someone has done to you regarding like your craft? What is like the most outlandish jab?
What, like negative?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And how did you deal with it? Because I'm just saying, in y'all's career, it's a lot.
That's a good question.
It's a lot.
So, good.
You gotta think about it.
And we don't have to drop names.
Drop names.
We ain't dropping names.
Yeah,
but when you say it, they know exactly who you're talking about.
I might edit in a picture.
They watching. They know. They know what time it is.
I have actually been DJing or hosting. I was hosting a party.
Okay.
And there was a young lady that, matter of fact, my wife was with me.
Oh gosh.
And I was hosting a party, and the young lady came up and asked me a question. I was like, I think the bathroom's over there somewhere, you know, and I just kept moving. But she stayed in the same space. Like, so she didn't go to the bathroom. She just was like closer and closer and closer. And I was like, the bathroom's right there. And she's like, I know. And I was like, oh boy, this is awkward. This is awkward.
Because you couldn't. So you're so much of a nice guy. He was like, go over there.
He's all soft and cuddly. He's all soft and cuddly.
So I was like, you know, the bathroom there, you about to get me killed right now.
Like, I'm in the red zone. Go that way.
Was in there. She was standing next to me. She was like, who is that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I didn't know who the person was.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know him. No. So that was one incident. And then
what?
That's funny because I know how Sabrina's eyes light up. Her eyes be lighting up. She's like, she get kind of agitated about something. Her eyes light up.
It got serious. So she was like, somebody better get her. I was like, oh man.
Hey Brandon, we can call her Royal Flush.
Royal Flush, yeah, man.
Not the Royal Flush.
That happened like early in my radio career. And then, excuse me, you know, it's always something on social media. You know, I don't people take, like she said, people take things certain ways in social media when they see something. Oh man, y'all, something wrong with y'all? No, man, what you talking about?
That's serious.
So there's always something. You know, you hear rumors or whatever. You're like, all right, man, whatever.
A little dig here.
Like some stuff I ignore. You know, some stuff I gotta ignore because if you don't, you
be feeding into it.
You waste your whole day, whole month worrying about what other people think.
I got time. I got time.
Felicia,
I got time.
She do a whole live.
Yes, a whole lot.
Yeah,
you seen it.
Yeah, but some things I do try. Some things I do try to ignore. But then some things I be like, you know what?
You be at the grocery store. I can't believe this man. I'm like, what is she talking about?
Some things I just don't. Some things need to be, like I said, come to the carpet. You got to come to the carpet. You got to be held accountable. But in my career, what I think the biggest thing for me was like I can remember back way before I opened up salon. I want to say about 15, 16 years ago, when I was like still teaching and still like getting really into cosmetology, I was selling wigs and weaves out my trunk. I introduced lace wigs like I want to say a good 15 years or so ago, probably 17 years ago. But, you know, because I used to go, my brother lived in Atlanta. I used to go, you know, back and forth to Atlanta. I traveled a lot doing like things like that. But I was never seen, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm just doing my thing because I never like to be seen.
You like to make the back
right.
Part, yeah.
And then, you know, when I bought the lace wigs around and the tape extensions and the micro links and stuff, all that, I was selling that back the trunk of my car. And it was like, no, it's like, oh God, nobody's wearing lace wigs like your auntie's wearing a wig and, you know, and who wears that and stuff like that. Yeah. And then it's like, all of a sudden, like when I started teaching how to apply, you know, for continued education classes, teaching how to do the tape extensions, the micro links, that stuff. Because when in Wilmington, in North Carolina, we're 10 years behind everything.
Oh yeah,
we're way behind. So when I was introducing that and stuff, it was like, okay, nobody paid it any attention. And then it was like, okay, so then they started the TikToks and the Instagram. They were seeing it, and then everybody started wearing wigs.
I need a lace wig.
Everybody like a lace wig and this like that. And I was like, okay.
Boo-boo, I've been doing this for a minute.
Oh yeah, but I went up there. I was like, y'all like this is brand new. Y'all forgot, you know, we got receipts. I done got receipts from showing. Y'all nobody paid attention when I tried to bring it here. But now it's like they follow the whoever is the popular person, and then that's when they get it. I said,
well, it was hot at that moment. That's
what they're doing it. But I've been doing that. I've been doing this for a long time. My daughter's 18 now. Almost 18 in a couple of weeks. So probably 17 years. 17 years. I introduced lace wigs a long time ago. And I just want to say that with the wigs and stuff, I sell more wigs to Caucasians than I do my own people.
Oh, wow.
You know, because my own people, sometimes they like to go to whoever's popular. They like to go on Instagram or whoever showing the best videos and stuff like that. I don't have time for that because as for me, like, you know, sometimes, you know, products just sell themselves, and I have who I have as clients because they like me as a person, personality. It's a lot of white women around Wilmington right now wearing my wigs. Oh my! And it is wearing my wigs. A lot of the movie studios, when they need wigs and everything, they call me. You know, they call me as the wig handler.
I've seen you on set. I'm like, hey, what you doing?
You the wig whisperer,
right? That's what I said. The wig and weave whisperer, like they call me, you know, and and I'm very appreciative of that. And it's like other things that I do, like different things that I do. I won't say specifically this one thing, because if I do, they'll know. The city will know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But it's like a trend that I did, and I started about 5 years ago or so, like that. Nobody was really doing it, but and then I seen like a couple of weeks ago, somebody posted something on social media, and it was like, yeah, I've been doing this. I was like, oh. So I was like, okay.
Okay, you've been doing it. Yeah.
But some things you just don't.
You gotta let it roll off because if not,
because I don't want to give anybody else the attention.
Yeah.
Because if I mention names or if I say something,
she's talking about me.
It gives somebody else the attention, and
they love that. Some of them love. Yeah. They feed off of that.
Anything I say, I don't clear up rumors, and nobody's gonna approach me and ask me about anything because I got time today and tomorrow.
Like, what you said, darling? Okay, let me have a seat. Let me talk to you for a second here.
Right.
So, guys, let me ask you a question. Brandon, I know your story. And I came from humble beginnings. We've had to work our way up from nothing. So how did you guys evolve to your next level, and how did people that around you deal with that, like your growth?
I think that's a great question. I think rising to the level of success that we're at, I think the big thing was not worrying about what other people think. That was number one. And number two, doing something different. We had to be different. I had to be different. Everybody is radio job. No disrespect to my coworkers or anything like that, or the people that are in radio. But I liked what I was doing, but I wanted to be different. So how could I be different? So we did things like throw the monsters ball and rip the runway and so many other things that we did in the city. I think made us different, which also made us successful because it was something different. It was something new for the city. It was something that had never been done, or if it had been done, because there's been plenty of fashion shows that have been done, but what type of fashion show would it be? What would it look like? Is there a cause behind it? So I think the big thing is working from the bottom up. I think I wanted to show people that you could do anything that you wanted to do if you work hard, and it takes a lot of hard work. I miss a lot of family events.
Wow, people don't realize that.
Just recently, just recently.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time because we're into entertainment. Everybody is off on Christmas and New Year's and Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving and just past what do we have? Labor Day. People are off, right?
Yeah, Easter.
Because they want to go be entertained. But if I'm off too, I can't entertain them.
Yeah, it's no entertainment.
So I work on Thanksgiving night. I work on Christmas night. I work on Labor Day. So or the day before Labor Day. So it's a lot of things that you're gonna miss sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Right now, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Christmas, because people are like, "What you got going on Christmas?" I'm like, do I spend this time with the family, or can I do it during the day and then do something else at night? So those are things that you miss out on. So it's a lot of sacrifice too. So I have to say that it's a lot of sacrifice, but if you're willing to do it, I think you could be successful. And I think that the thing that separates folks is how hard you work, how smart you work. And I tell people, I say, I know you're not going to outwork me because I'll stay up all night and try to find out, to find the answer to the problem or to make an event the best event it can be. So that's big for me. I think that's a lot of problem with folks that come up through the ranks and they do well and they just stop.
Yeah, they figure, okay, I'm good. No,
they're just up. Okay. I'm always like, what we got next? What's next? Because we got to keep going. And no disrespect to people who I've received awards from, but I might get an award or something like that, and I'll take the award and I put it in the seat because in my mind I'm only as good as, like, after this event, I'm only as good as the last event I did, or the last award I won, or I'm just like I am humble and honored to receive anything, because somebody's thinking about me, but I am only as good as the 4 hours ago.
Right. Exactly.
Because so like 4 hours ago,
you look for the next.
It's like, okay, you did that.
Because guess what? They're gonna do that award again next year,
right?
And somebody else gonna get it.
Somebody else gonna get it.
Like, how better can I be 4 hours from now?
You always want to keep climbing.
You gotta keep grinding.
Hopefully, I answered that question because I think people look at it like, how did he do that?
Right. How did he get there?
And let me also say this: there's a big misconception of a lot of folks modeling
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the hair industry.
Yes.
And you just said an important thing. You said, I've been doing this 15, 16, 17 years, right? I know you've been modeling for a while, too.
Oh, yeah, over a decade, yeah.
The folks that are new to your industry feel that they could be you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
sir.
So there's
Absolutely.
A, B, C,
Yes.
D, E. You got to, there's all
They
these
think they
steps.
go from 0 to 100 and then this.
Yeah,
Right,
I-
and
yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't go from A to Z in a month.
Right.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't
so
work
it takes
like that.
it takes a minute. This is a lot of, and people don't want to say it, but I'll say it. Like there was a time when I was teaching school and I was working at the radio station and I was making $5 an hour at the radio station.
Yeah.
And promotions. This is for real.
Gosh.
Like one summer, I think one summer I remember 'cause I could talk to my man SOS. One summer, and shouts to my homegirl Jackie because we started the same time. Me and Jackie one summer ate off the coupons that we was giving away. We had like Taco Bell, Hardee's,
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
and something else. We just rotated them.
Right.
Oh, my
It was
God.
tough.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
tough, but people
Dang.
don't see that. All they
Yeah,
see
yeah.
is, oh, there go Bigg B.
Yeah, oh, he driving this. Oh, he
Nah,
living here.
man.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
tough. So I think you
Yeah.
putting in the work, I think separates those folks. And some people were like, man, I quit. I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
It's
And
too
so
much. Yeah, so
there's always a
It's
bright
a reward
side.
at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always a reward at the
100%.
end.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's always gold at the end of the rainbow.
It's,
I
it's
say.
always
Yeah,
a reward at the end. And I just want to say I appreciate Bigg B because Bigg B is only like probably one of the only people, and I would say the only person that I know that stuck with the city and still gives back to the city. Because
Yes,
it's one thing to just to call somebody and say, yo, can I get this? Can I get that? They, you could call Bigg B. Bigg B is going to tell you how to accomplish, how to do this, how to do that. And then other people just kind of just brush you off. Let me get back to you. Or I'll try to see or whatever. He going to give you the connection to get to the connection, to the connection.
Oh, yeah.
And some people don't give you that. And, it's one thing for somebody to give you can have a blueprint out there or whatever. And tell somebody, I'm the person, I can give you the blueprint, but I want you to go get the nails. I want you to go get the wood. I want you to go get everything.
Yeah.
I'll give you the blueprint.
Right.
I'm going to give you instructions, but don't ask me to put it together.
Yeah,
for
you got to put it in
Right.
the
You put it
work.
together because and when I first, with the hair stuff, people thought that I was an overnight success. That
Oh,
hurt
wow.
my feelings.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
really hurt my feelings because I
What?
was like, oh, okay. It's like you just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just took it on the chin. I was like, out of nowhere, I've been selling wigs out the trunk of my car.
Yeah.
But it's like the everything that it is. People always see the reward
Yeah.
at the end.
They don't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what
They
it
don't
took
see
to get there.
They don't see the
Yeah.
background.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't see anything. My two oldest kids and stuff. I probably didn't see them. I don't think I seen them for like 7-8 years or whatever. And it's like because I had to work. I had 2 and 3 jobs. I was like a single parent, and I had to work. My thing is that I was raised by a single mom. I grew up in 5 of like the 13 projects around Wilmington. People still to this day don't believe that. Bigg B just found out 2 years ago or a year ago my brother was who my brother was.
Yeah, but I knew your brother. That was crazy.
He always knew my brother. And me and my
He
brother
said it. I
and me
was
and my
like,
brother grew up in the same house. We got the same mom and dad, same grandparents.
What?
We got the same
Yeah,
last name.
yeah.
And he's like, what word? It's like I never put that together.
Never.
And,
I
and
never
it's-
put that
There's a
together.
lot of things about it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's the way my brothers and my dad wanted it. They never wanted anybody to know who I was, the connection or anything, which is okay. But
Yeah.
I'm like, Bigg B, you my classmate. You know
Yeah.
that. but it's okay. But they when I look at life, I look at my life and the life that I had. I knew that when I had my first kid, that my kids were never going to stay in the projects, and that's just a sacrifice I made.
Right.
I worked.
You knew that was temporary. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
this is
work.
temporary,
Well, I worked 2 or 3 jobs. My son has never slept in the projects, and he'll be 30 on the 10th of October.
Oh, wow.
Because on the 10th, I got a 30-year-old.
He's a Libra. Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
so I knew that because I knew the sacrifice my mom made. I knew how hard the things that she went through. I remember like the Salvation Army, Santa Claus coming to our house giving us toys one day, and when we were living in Hillcrest, that was for kids that didn't have a lot of money. Their parents needed extra or whatever. My kids didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I wanted them to have a better life than what I had.
Right.
My kids, always lived like in the suburbs or whatever. Brayley absolutely did not. Bigg B was my son's teacher one time, or our mentor. But like my youngest daughter, she never like she's always been like in the suburbs, and she has always been with like the 3 schools that's right there together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So she doesn't know. One day, I think her dad dropped her off. We was trying to try out the Boys and Girls Club here in town, the one here closer in town, not the one out or whatever. She comes home, she says, "Oh, Mom, those kids are cursing and saying everything." She was freaked out. She was scared. I was like, okay. And me, I'm like, girl, so what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had to realize that, oh my God, my kids are not exposed to anything like that.
That's what my parents were. Yeah, they didn't expose me to nothing. It's like shelter,
right.
You know,
and I just knew that I needed different and better for my kids, and that's just what I did. I sacrificed. I had to go to school. My mom and grandma kept my kids. So I didn't even know. I probably saw them in the morning going to school, but I didn't see them at night or anything. They saw my face for probably 30 minutes in the morning, going to school, and that's it. But that's the sacrifice that I made. Some parents didn't make that sacrifice, and it turned out a little bit different for them. But I chose because I knew I wanted to be able to provide for them. I knew I didn't want them to have to struggle. I knew I didn't want to have to struggle to raise them.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. You know, I did get married, and my husband came in. It's good to have that second income, and that's why I was able to walk away from like a $25-$30 hour job to go back to school, because I had my husband who thought, by the way, he thought that doing hair was a hobby.
Oh, I get. Oh yeah,
he thought it was a hobby, and so I started pushing in 6 figures, and he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, she's making more money than me," and so because it was, and it's not just hair, you're doing other things. It's hair, the retail stuff you're selling. It's a lot of things that you're selling. So I just want young people to know that sometimes you do have to make sacrifice. I understand my son, my daughters had games and stuff like. Right now, Braylon have cheerleading games. I probably don't make nothing. Well, first of all, she a teenager. She don't want me coming anyway. Okay. But like the games, I ain't make it to the games. I probably made it to 1 or 2, and then for a long time, people made me feel like I was a bad parent.
Yeah, you know, they with your child.
Yeah, like kids are gonna remember that. They're gonna remember who showed up for them. Like, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, okay, but I had to make, my kids ain't never have to ask for nothing. And right now, my kids appreciate everything because my daughters see how hard I work. Always have your own money.
Always.
I'm married, but
my mom always told me that. Yeah.
I got me and my husband got our money, and then I got his money, and then I got my money.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man.
That's how it's supposed to go. That's
Wait a minute.
That's a pecking order. That's how it goes.
But and it's just the thing. You just learn how to work as a team and stuff.
Yeah.
My husband wouldn't know how much money in the savings account and nothing like that. It's a lot of things like my husband, but he know that it's there. You know what I'm saying? He just don't know. He be like, my wife handle all, because that's what I do. And but I just want my girls to know that you always have a contingency, have something else.
Always,
always have something else, because it's one thing. And then one of my, she's like, you never wanted to stay home with your kids? Ew. Yeah, I like my kids, but this. Who wants to stay home looking at kids all
his
day?
Own with that homemaker stuff, but to me it's so boring. It's like, what are we doing?
But then you get trapped. Like, what if you never had a career? Like you've been married for 10, 15 years, and you never worked anywhere.
Well, you have to go out.
You get a divorce, and then your husband leave you stuck. You got kids. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, lost.
You lost. Ain't nobody ever leaving me stuck. Because like I said, my mama, and I don't know if you know my daddy. You ever met my daddy?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, if you know my daddy and you know my mama, they know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's where I get it from. You got to do what you got to do.
You got to.
You got to flip. You got to flip the flip.
That's a hustle.
My daddy tell you flip that flip.
Flip the flip.
You got to flip the flip. That's what you got to do. But sometimes in the business industry, you got to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices because God knows.
Because some people think with y'all's industry, that's not a real job.
Yeah, it's not.
I've been told even when I'm done, I'm like, listen, Kim, what you doing is nursing. That's a job. Modeling, that's play. Excuse me? How's that play? How's designing play? How's like being on the
check clear? The check clear.
Right. Yeah. I'm getting checks through like from left and right. So I'm confused.
It's a job. It might be a fun job. You could call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
As long as the check clear, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like, okay, what?
I have like 20 I have so many things. People don't know I own a travel company. But I'm so,
I didn't know that.
Okay. I'm so burnt out. I'm so tired. One lady said, well, Felicia, I'll call you back. I said, I don't know if I really can do that because I just be trying to plan my own trips.
Yeah. Right. I just use it for you.
Yeah, that's how I was like, and then I got a website. I don't even want to get. I'm not even giving the website because I don't want it to get flooded, and then I'm gonna have to figure that stuff out. Because it's hard for me to get good help.
Right.
It's hard to get good help to help me assist.
That's true.
Like I can't do it, and I can't depend on family. Family will help me for 5 minutes, and then it's like I'll be stuck. So it's like okay, Felicia, slow down. I got it.
Right.
It's there.
But
I got all my credentials for it and everything. Let me. let me just do what I'm doing. Like I got too many companies and stuff, but it's like Bigg B say, you got to figure out what you're gonna do the next.
Right.
One thing got to out top the next thing,
Yeah.
and stuff, and that's what I'm working on. It's like one thing after another. Like with Anastasia's body, like I got Anastasia's body,
Right.
and every year it grows.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going.
Right.
I got
Oh,
some
yeah.
things coming up.
So you guys got some fire.
I got some stuff coming.
Speaking of fashion, Port City ripped the runways. They're gonna be one next year.
That's a good question.
Yes, it is, because I started the text. I put him and his wife in the group text. I started.
The texts are coming, and so all right. We're gonna find out what the big thing in all transparency is. The venue.
Hey B, can we go back to the old way? The old Rip the Runway.
What was that?
Number 1, 2, and 3, the official ones.
The 1, 2, 3.
Where we had musicians and everybody come back in.
Oh, like the yeah.
I wasn't there.
So that's our big.
I came in.
Very first Rip the Runway we did at Brooklyn Arts, and we incorporated independent artists.
Oh, that was
and
dope.
so it was like the real Rip the Runway. So it was like artists. There was no. I mean, we had a DJ, but the DJ was actually playing the artist's music. So the artist actually rapped or sang. That's
awesome. Wait, did they play while the models walked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so they were on the runway rapping.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The model, they would interact with the models.
Like the Fenty show, they have the people singing the songs as the models come out and Victoria's Secret. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I get what you're saying. So that's what we want to go to.
Okay.
The venue is the big thing because we the venue that we've done in the last 6 years, maybe 7 years, they're not doing anything on Saturdays. So we want to make sure that it's the venue's conducive, that we got parking, and we can fit everybody in the space. So right now we got 3-4 week gap, so we can be like, we got to October to say no.
Right.
And also we got to make sure we give this money out too, because we have money from last year.
Yes.
We want to give that out, and we want to make sure we still continue to our mission.
Yes.
Staying true to our mission as far as raising money for kids to go to school.
Oh yes.
And that is our big thing.
Yes.
But we want to do it so that we're not stressed out.
Right.
That's number one. That's number one. And I think it was very stressful for my wife because she actually opened a school. She opened a CNA school.
She sure did, yeah.
And so that was, she had that going on. And sometimes she, a lot of people think it's B. I was like, nah, it's not me. Like, I'm on the committee. They just try to calm me down.
Yeah.
I was like, it's P, the backbone, it's the brain that's making it work. So we want to make sure that she's not stressed out. So you give us 2 or 3 weeks, we'll definitely say yeah, Nate. Cause shouts out to Calmise. She done text me. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, what's going on? It's almost time.
Right, it's almost time.
Because around this time, September, October, we make that decision.
Right,
and then we have auditions and all that good stuff.
Right,
it might be a situation where we just go pull the models in and make it work. But
right.
We enjoy it. We enjoy it, even though there's a lot of work behind it. We enjoy the team. Is like we had to work hard to get to the team we have now. And the team we have now, like I can't even tell you. Like
we had a fight.
we
never had
no
a fight
problem.
Or
It's super peaceful.
That's good.
It's super peaceful.
That's good.
And
no
they'll
drama,
be like, don't do that.
Right.
That's corny. All types of things like that.
Yeah.
But we also are able to expose people. When I say expose in a good way, people are able to get their lines out,
right,
and see it. And I think it's a Wilmington staple now.
I think
so. Folks are like waiting.
People,
they wait.
Yeah, I be wondering why they're in my inbox.
Because you're involved.
I'm in charge of but I guess because with all the other stuff, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna get back to you.
It's almost like family because we get on the phone. Everybody get on the phone, and we'll say, "Yo, the meeting gonna last about an hour, less than an hour," and we wind up it's like an hour and a half. We're like, oh man, what happened? But we just start talking about ideas and things that we can do.
Right.
And everyone has ideas, and we just try to incorporate. We can't do all of them, but the things that sound great, we try to and different. We try to make that happen. So. If you have a venue you want to donate, I'll let your boy.
All right, holla.
and you gotta. It's a lot of people coming back that own venues. They're still, and I hate saying it because COVID was 4 years ago, but they still kind of bouncing back from COVID.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody was in those venues, and they got to pay mortgage on them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We had a point where like, hey, even if we can get a sponsor to pay for the venue, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So that's where we at right now.
All right. You hear it? Okay. For 2025, y'all.
Let's get ready.
And that's like each one. Anybody, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you can always tell them about Port City Rip the Runway.
Right.
Maybe that way, they can help out some kind of way.
Yeah.
Because we all just kind of pull together and just kind of we'll make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
They do.
Hey guys, so another common trait I've known between every successful hustler is the ability to see the unseen. So that being said, what's in the pipeline? What is your next goal that you guys are shooting for?
Oh man, Summer Jam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Summer Jam.
What a Summer Jam looks like. That's kind of been my goal, being the leader of the station.
Yeah.
What does a Summer Jam look like, or a Fall Jam, or Winter Jam? An indoor facility that is a performance venue. Because we will get on the road. We will go to Charlotte. We'll go to Raleigh. We'll go to Myrtle Beach and see shows. But sometimes shows don't route themselves here.
Right.
So if we could get the bank or promote. When I say the bank, it's a promoter.
Right.
To route a show to Wilmington, I think, and the show's good, and we do really, really well at old school shows. We do really well. When we have an old school show, it's really well. So we want to do a B artist. We want to do a Kevin Gates or something like that. That makes it, I think, worthwhile.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and what I don't think people see in Wilmington is a lot of times, an artist like that might be $200,000, right? Yep. So you do that artist for $200,000. Where are you going to put them to make your money back?
Exactly.
Right.
That's the big thing. People are like, I don't know what we're going to do.
And, and people don't realize if you get somebody like that, tickets are gonna cost more.
Oh yeah, of course.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay more. And don't complain about the price if you want to see the artist, because these artists that you can't pay $20 to see Kevin Gates. Like this ain't what back in the day when we had Rob Bass them come up through it like $20 or $20, $15. Like you can't.
Right.
So we gotta so you gotta pay to play. That's just the way it is.
Well, Usher ticket.
Usher.
Cheap Usher ticket like $400.
Well, me and my best friend's going to see Usher.
Yeah, so
in October.
And people are like, I ain't going, but it's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. Yeah, sold out.
Yeah, it is.
You're paying for the actual.
And people pay for what they want to pay for.
Yeah, they pay for
You pay for what you
pay for Louis Vuittons and all that, but you can't.
I saw y'all at Beyonce. I saw y'all. Y'all took pictures. I saw it on Facebook.
I saw the J concert.
But it was,
I seen y'all.
Yeah, but it was a good show, and you wanted to go see Beyonce, whoever it was. You wanted to go see Beyonce.
Don't complain.
So if you could route a tour or have an off tour, or they're on tour and they kind of veer off, do a show in Wilmington and veer back. Sometimes that costs a little more, but we want to be able to do that and present that to the city.
Yeah.
I think Wilmington is just as important as Greensboro and Raleigh.
Thank you. And Charlotte.
And I be wondering why these they'll go to like Fayetteville. I'm like, Fayetteville.
Yes.
Yeah, but they have a larger venue.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like Fayetteville. You go to Fayetteville and you'll pay this price. But then when we bring it to the city, you in a city by the water. You at the beach. We're in pretty much paradise. Yeah. First of all, you need to pay to be in paradise anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? Then you got an artist and stuff. What are we complaining about? You like you said, you go pay $200 on a pair of sneakers or something like that, and then you be like, I don't want to see that. So you got to pay to play.
That's the unseen. I think and then people with the unseen, don't forget though, folks that are successful, we get scared because we don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but you have some faith.
Yeah.
And you pray it off, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you pray that fear off and we're going to make it happen. And I think
you're taking a risk. Anytime you put yourself out there or your name or whatever.
100%. 100% in the event.
I just experienced that a couple of weeks ago. But we don't need to go there. Okay. You have to do, you have to, like you said, you put your face, your name in your face and your likeliness out there and stuff. You want the event to be successful. But when you got people blocking you from being that great, and you can make the event bigger than what it is, but when you got people that's at a like fighting you and butting heads with you can only make it do what it do. You have all these ideas and everything in your head, but when you're dealing with somebody else and their money, you got to kind of step back. But then when they see you go somewhere else and it's so successful, then it's like, oh man, then they try to get you to come back and to plan something else for them. When I do my one and done, I'm one and done. Okay,
That's
one
it.
and done.
One and done. That's
yeah,
it.
but the unseen things is that like the preparedness of it, trying to get things together. Like I have a big event that's coming up. It's called the Ice Ball. You know, those tickets probably will drop in the next couple of days. I got them in. But it's like it's only successful as I can be, and it's only successful as if people come out for it and reshare it and everything, and you know, but the Ice Ball is actually an event. If people think you got to dress in all white, you can dress in all white. You know, the venue is going to be all white, and I appreciate my friend for donating his venue to me to let me have this event, because I did the Great Gatsby Ball. Yeah, and then we couldn't do it last year for some reason because something happened. I don't know, but anyway, you know, the places can only be as successful as the people around you that support you. Exactly. And if your city don't support you,
gotta have a unit.
Yeah. You gotta have a unit. You gotta have a team and everything. And those people that support you is who lift you up. Exactly. And the unforeseen things is like Bigg B said, you know, you can get this people, you can pay this amount of money and stuff, and they don't see all the money you paid in like decorating and trying to get everything together and stuff. Right. And then they complain like, ticket, what am I getting for the cost of the ticket? Yeah. What am I getting? Am I getting food? Am I getting it? Like, listen. When you go to Miami and Vegas, you pay for a VIP ticket for $85, and all you doing is just walking around just getting it. You get nothing. Exactly. All you do is VIP in those spots. It just gets you in another line to get in there quicker.
Live on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. But here it's like, what does VIP get me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the reason why the tickets have not yet gone on sale, because I'm trying to figure out what you got to give something away. And anytime I throw an event, I never really make any money off of it. Sometimes I go way under, or I might break even. And because I don't do it to make money, I do it so the city can have something to do. Grown people can have something to do, because they always complaining. We have nothing to do. Yeah. What do we have to do? We got
so bored. Just a beach here. That's all it is. Really?
Yeah. And then, you know, my clients that come sit in my chair, and they first moved here. I got one girl. She's moving Sunday actually again, because she's only been here 26 weeks. She said she hated here. She was like, where are the black people? I said, black people. Well, first of all, we don't come out after sale. Right. Okay, that's number one. But we are here. Yes. And you know, and she was just telling me some of the places she was. I said, well, we're definitely not there. You know, so but you know, we're here, and I think if each one kind of teach one and support everybody, we'll all be successful. And that's just what it is. You know. Appreciate what the next person has to offer. Sometimes you need to sit down with somebody like Bigg B to figure out how he got to this point, to figure out what he did to get to this point. And I'm telling you, he probably did not. He probably failed a couple of times.
100%.
Oh yeah, I don't feel. Get back up. You fall down. You just get back up. You know, but people don't see that. They just see the end result. They see us with a smile on our face, showing up to the next thing. But you always. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many times I failed at something.
Oh my god. Well, it was a pleasure for y'all. I appreciate y'all guys coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it. Y'all had a lot of interesting gems that people need to hear and, you know, let it sink in. Anyway.
Ain't for the week.
Yeah.
It's not for the week, I can tell you.
What's your, tell folks your IG, Facebook, TikTok.
TikTok. Oh, God, I can't.
I mean, I don't know if you.
Yeah, I'm not even that. You know, my daughter handles, okay, what am I on? TikTok, I think it's being Felicia D something.
I don't know.
On TikTok or whatever. Don't even ask me what Snapchat is. I don't know, because I just use the filters. I'll post something to my story, but I never looked at Snapchat to see what anybody has. But actually on Instagram, I can tell you what all those are. Okay. Under Instagram is Hair Tea Salon. Being Felicia D. Dirty Rock Denim is my new denim collection that hopefully I get to debut here in the city on somebody runway. Right. Actually, and what else I got? Oh, BBJ Beauty is my makeup company. Yes. Which that I could tell you that right there is at a stance, at a pause right now. Okay. Because it's being reinvented. You know, sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board. Okay. And that's what I did. So anybody that needs some makeup, all that makeup is up for grabs. I was about to throw it in the dumpster. But anybody that needs that makeup, I might put it up on social media. Come pick it up.
There you go. Please do that. I might be looking like, hold on.
Yeah, and on Facebook, I'm under there. Anastasia's Body. Make sure you go follow Anastasia's Body on Instagram and on Facebook. Kimoraa is one of our brand ambassadors, and I got a lot of great new things coming up with Anastasia's Body. So I hope everybody just check it out, and that's about it. Well, Felicia Law Dixon on Facebook if you want to direct message me.
Yeah. Instagram, I'm Bigg B, BIGGB 1906 on Instagram. And I'm Brandon Bigg B Hickman on Facebook. You can check out Better Is Possible. That's actually our nonprofit that houses Rip the Runway. And so you could do, it's all one word, Better Is Possible, CDC. Better Is Possible CDC. And that's on Instagram. Port City Rip the Runway is on Instagram. And on Facebook, we have Team Hickman Marketing. So if you have a company that's trying to get into the industry and you're trying to marketing and advertising are two different things, and we talk about that. And so you can look up Team Hickman Marketing. That's what we do.
Okay.
Brandon, you tripping. You forgot in the booth.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's a big one.
I'm so used to not saying,
No,
So check out my podcast, In the Booth with Bigg B.
Yes, in the booth.
That's
We
right.
film it right here. You see, I got a new desk. I'm messing with y'all. But yeah, we film In the Booth with Bigg B right here. Shouts out to Jamie, and he makes it happen for me. And I think the last one we did was about what if you could interview God. What would you ask him? And this book is a pretty good book. And my man Joel Levins comes in and he talks about his book, The Interview with God. So it's major. It's major. So that's getting ready to start jumping up off the.
All right.
And Miss Dixon, drop your podcast.
Oh, podcast is on Facebook. It's Beauty is a Bitch. That's BTCH. And then also on Instagram, Beauty is a Bitch without the I, BTCH. Actually, and then on Mondays in September, we will be at Port City. What is that called? Port City Produce Market. Oh no, I'm sorry. Tiba would kill me.
Front Street
Produce. Front Street Market and Produce.
Yeah.
We will be there every Monday in September at 6:00. Kind of corresponding with NFL football because we're gonna have the men in there doing the football, and I'm gonna be in there kind of doing what I do. No unfiltered. We're gonna have cocktails.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
Why you worry about
I'm bringing the models out. I'm bringing the models are coming. The models are coming.
First thing he asks is the models.
The models are gonna come one day. The models are coming. I'm bringing the models to the city. I'm bringing the models to the city one day.
Oh my God.
Make sure you check us out and follow me on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me anywhere.
Okay, awesome. And of course, you guys already know my Facebook, Kimoraa Ambrus, Instagram, KIMORAA_A. And this is Heels and Reels. I'm gonna check y'all out next time. All right, mwah, mwah, mwah.